Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 7 and my picks for Week 8 for the 2025 NFL season. Check it out. Okay, for last week, pretty straight up, it's pretty decent. I went 9-6 last week. Not too bad for a bye week schedule, so that's a pretty props on that. But anyways, continuing on against the spread, it could have been a little better. Well, went 7-8. Over and under was just as bad, and so it went 1-4 overall. So overall in the year, straight up, 57, 34, and 1 overall in the year. Over and under, 42, 48, and 3 overall in the year. We still need to work on that. And the over and unders, could be just as bad. And I'm 10, 15, and 1. So we need a little work to do on that. So what happened last week? Cincinnati shockingly beating Pittsburgh Steelers. That was a stunner I wasn't expecting, but Joe Burrow knows the NFC North, so there's not much to say about that one. The LA Rams beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the New Orleans and the Chicago Bears beating the New Orleans Saints. And the Cleveland Browns stomping over Miami, which now Miami is now a dumpster fire over there right now. They have to get rid of everyone. So, and if I were Tua Tagovailoa, get a supporting cast, go to Minnesota. If there's one place if Tua Tagovailoa needs to go next offseason, if Miami dumps him, go to Minnesota. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling my shots. During the offseason, Tua Tagovailoa gets released, Minnesota Vikings pick him up. And that's what I'm picking up on that. But anyways, continuing on with that, my Patriots beating Tennessee Titans, which pretty much it was a slow start, but they worked their way up afterwards. Kansas City beating Las Vegas. Philadelphia beating Minnesota, speaking of which. So, Carolina beating the New York Jets. Like, little props to Carolina. They're playing a little better than they have been the last few years. And Denver coming from behind to beat the New York Giants. And it goes to show that the New York Giants are a dumpster fire too, along with the Jets and Dolphins. The Indianapolis Colts continuing on the offensive side of the ball. Probably need to work on the defense side of the ball a little bit more. But we'll have to tune in on that. Dallas beating Washington. Despite Dallas being one of the worst defenses in the league. Green Bay beating Arizona. Pretty solid one for Green Bay. And San Francisco beating Arizona despite the health issues. And Detroit beating Tampa Bay. My thoughts and prayers out to Mike Evans, who is out with a season ACL injury, which I believe it's an ACL injury. So he's going to be gone for the year. But now Baker Mayfield's got to rely on somebody else right now on the NFC in the Tampa Bay side. I still think they're going to get the AFC South, but things are going to be a little awkward for them right now. Anyways, in Seattle and Houston, Seattle picking up the win against Houston. Houston's not on a little bad end. But anyways, that's my thoughts about Week 7. Let's get on to my Week 8 picks. Okay, for the buys this week. For Week 8, it's Arizona Cardinals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Las Vegas Raiders, the LA Rams, and the Seattle Seahawks. So, if you have Kyler Murray, or if you have Trevor Lawrence, or Travis Hunter, or you got the Las Vegas Raiders on the bench, or Jacoby Myers, or you got the LA Rams defense, or you got the Seattle Seahawks defense, or if you get anything like that, bench them this week because they're not going to be playing on fantasy football this week. So I'll give you a heads up on that. Anyways, let's continuing on for my Week 8 picks. Kicking off on Thursday night with the LA Chargers and the Rams. The LA Chargers are at home. Despite the injuries, they've been playing decent football. But as for Minnesota, they've been a little bit shabby as of late. So I'm not too sure about what Minnesota's going to be questioning on that. So there's a lot of question marks on Minnesota right now. So I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Minnesota Vikings at home for the LA Chargers. On the line, though, the LA Chargers are favored by 3.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the LA Chargers -3. Over and under, it's 44. And despite both offenses play really well, I'm going to go over 44 in this game. The Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Like I said, the Miami Dolphins are a dumpster fire. Everyone needs to go in Miami. It's just too much going on from Miami. It is just really bad right now. It's so bad that they need the paper bags back again. That being said alone, Atlanta has one of the top passing offenses in the league, I think. And one of the top defenses, I think something like that in the league too, or something like that. So, anyways, that being said, I really can't see much about Miami doing something with that offense with Atlanta. Atlanta is going to stomp them all day long. So I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons over the Miami Dolphins to win this game. On the line, the Atlanta Falcons are 1.5-point favorites in this game. 1 point favorite in this game. I'm going to take Atlanta -1. The New York Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals. Another team that's a dumpster fire right now. We're just the New York Jets. There's not much I could say about that one besides Cincinnati has Joe Burrow. I'm not Joe Burrow. I'm Joe Flacco, a 40-year-old quarterback who can still in his prime, can do really well. And they got Jamar Chase. So there's some, I know it's not the NFC North, but I think this is the New York Jets, so I could see some things, but I'll give the Jets credit of the doubt on this one. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals at home over the New York Jets to win this game. On the line, though, the Bengals are 6.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the New York Jets plus 6.5. I think they can make a competitive game. My New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. This is a much interesting game for my Patriots. Cleveland I think they're in a rebuilding mode. I don't know what Cleveland's waiting for. If they don't win this game beat my Patriots, they got to start Shedeur Sanders. I don't know what they are waiting for. Start him. They're in a situation where my Patriots were in last year. Look at the difference right now. They had Drake May starting. Get him some plays. Get him some snaps in or something like that. So, anyways, that's my feeling about that one. So, I think my Patriots are feeling Cleveland right now because they're in a situation where my Patriots were in a year ago. So, now the Patriots are 5-2. In Cleveland, I think it's 1-5 or something like that, or anything. I don't even have to get the schedule in. Anyways, continuing on. But my Patriots are playing much better football. They're pretty much playing solid on both sides of the ball, which is really good. But special teams have been coming along really well, too. So, despite being at home, they beat Carolina recently. This is their first home game since week 4, I believe it was, against Carolina when they stomped them 42-13. So, anyways, they had a month away from home. It's a good home stretch for them. So, I like my Patriots in this one at home over the Cleveland Browns to win this game. On the line, though, my Patriots are favored by 7 in this game. I'm going to take Cleveland Browns. My Patriots -7. Anyways, continuing on with that. Continuing on. We got the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFC East division matchup. This could be going either way. But, the New York Giants are a dumpster fire, too. So there's not much I can say about the New York Giants. But they could get this game competitive. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants to win this game in Philadelphia. On the line, though, the Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 7 in this game. To the Giants' credit, I'm going to take the Giants +7. The Carolina Panthers and the Buffalo Bills. This game, Buffalo is fresh out of the bye. Carolina's coming up with a big win against the New York Jets. Let me say this to Carolina. They're not the New York Jets. Buffalo is not the New York Jets. They're much tougher football client. They know how to play football really well. So, in my mind, I think Buffalo is probably going to be fresh out of the bye. They're going to be stomping over Carolina on this one. So, I'm going to take Buffalo at home over Carolina to win this game. On the line, I'll give Carolina this. Buffalo's favored by 13.5-point favorites in this game. I don't really care about double digits that much, so I'm going to take Carolina plus 13.5. Unless I'm really confident about it. The Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Baltimore has a lot of injury problems right now. I think Lamar Jackson's coming back this week, but how is he going to be? That's the question right now. I'm questioning them so much about Baltimore right now that I'm going to take the Chicago Bears over the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore to win this game. As an upset. On the line, though, Baltimore's favored by 6 in this team. I'm going to take Chicago plus 6. San Francisco 49ers and the Houston Texans. Another team who has an injury problem right now, but they're winning games, is San Francisco. So, that being said, though, I think this game is going to be really good for a good game. I think it's going to be a lot closer, I think, pretty much. But Houston having their injury problems on their own. So, not much I can say about Houston right now. But anyways, that being said, I'm going to take, as a slight upset, I'm going to take San Francisco over Houston at home. In Houston to win this game. On the line, though, Houston's favored by 1.5 point favorites in this game. It may switch over to being to 1 point favorites in this game by San Francisco probably by tomorrow. But that being said, whatever happens is going to be switching. I'm taking San Francisco plus 1.5. But if it changes to San Francisco minus 1.5, I'm still taking San Francisco because I think they're going to win this game outright. New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Despite the Mike Evans injury, I still think Baker Mayfield can find some room to get the stride going. But the New Orleans Saints play much tougher defense despite the fact that they have one of the worst offenses in the league. That being said, I still like Tampa Bay to win. I just think that they can hold on to win this game. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay over the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans to win this game. On the line, though, Tampa Bay's favored by 4.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 4.5. Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys right now. This game, I'm not putting any doubt on San Francisco right now. Dallas got the win. Congrats to them. You're playing Bo Nix in Mile High. And going to Mile High is a much tougher climate. But that defense with Dallas, I can't see it happening. So I'm going to take the Denver Broncos at home over the Dallas Cowboys to win this game. On the line, though, Denver's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Denver minus 3. The Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. This game, Indianapolis Colts is high flying on the offensive side of the ball. I can't see it happening. They're kind of reminding me on the greatest show on turf with the Rams right now. That's how much I really feel about the Green Bay Packers right now. Their offense is clicking. Things are going their way. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts over the Tennessee Titans to win this game. On the line, this is where I'm going to get Tennessee. Indianapolis Colts is favored by 14 in this game. I'm going to take Tennessee plus 14. And for Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this is another game that Aaron Rodgers is thinking right now. This is a team I want to beat really badly. How Aaron Rodgers went out on top, just saying screw out on Green Bay, and he left to go to the New York Jets. I bet you he had this game marked up for a while too. So, and despite that, I'm picking the upset with this one. I think Aaron Rodgers want to get a piece of Green Bay Packers right now. This is kind of like 3 years in the making after he left Green Bay. So I think he's going to have a little revenge tour on his mind right now. So I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Green Bay Packers to win this game on Sunday Night Football. On the line, it's an upset pick. So I'm going to take Green Bay is favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 3. Over and under, it's 45. I'm going to go over 45 in this game. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is going to get fired up to win this game. And for Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders. Now, the Washington Commanders are having a little hangover playoff moment right now, but they're having a little injury bug too. So despite that, I really think they can pull something off. But despite how Patrick Mahomes and the offense is doing right now, they can still win the game, but I can't see it happening how they're going to do it. They're not feeling like themselves right now, but I still think they're going to win this one game outright. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Washington Commanders to win this game in Kansas City. On the line, Kansas City is favored by 10 in this game. You know, that's too many damn points on that one. But, you know, despite that being a double-digit one, I'm going to take Kansas City minus 10 in this game. Over and under is 47.5. I can't see both offenses doing much of what they're going to be doing right now. So I'm going to go under 47.5 in this game. All right, a big shout out this week is Half Moon's Picks. Check him out and the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticator page in the description down below here. And while you're at it, I'm not sure it's out yet, but check out Dr. Squatch's the Spidey suds in there. Yeah, I am a Spider-Man fan, so that's why I have it. So don't judge me on that one. But, you know, it's been going out on Christmas time the last couple of years. But check, I'm not too sure it's out yet, so it's a limited edition Dr. Squatch, but check out Spidey suds right here. If it's not available, I'll definitely have find something to link down below. But, you know, but this is a berry scent in there. Not a bad one, but there's some berry ones I prefer over Dr. Squatch in this one. But no, it's not a bad one either. But it's a really good lather on this one. But there are some other good berry ones out there. So, but in the meantime, check out Dr. Squatch's Spidey suds right here. Really fun one. I like the design too. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, like I said. But don't judge me on that one. I love my Spider-Man, though. Anyways, they have some other cool Spider-Man ones in there. I might have those down on the Dr. Squatch website, too, so you can check that out, too, when you get the chance. I think there's a Venom one, I think, while in there. But anyways, I'll take a look at it eventually. But anyways, check out this one as well. It's a really good lather. And you'll have a really fun time with this one, too. But anyways, that will wrap up my NFL Pick Show. This is Andrew Warren signing off saying, rock out and eat your breakfast.